What is going on, everybody? It's your boy John, and welcome back to Gearbox. So today we got a nice juicy topic for you. It's one that I've been wanting to make a video on for a while, but really just, wanted to accomplish other things at that given time. But without further ado, today is the day. So obviously by the title and thumbnail, you know that today we're talking about electric vehicles. And to be honest with you, I like electric vehicles. I really do. But I think at this point in time, it's just not a sustainable, alternative to our standard, internal combustion engine trucks, cars, whatever. So to start off, let's just talk about Teslas. Yeah, I know there's a lot of, different electric vehicles, some kind of mainstream companies, some companies only focusing on electric vehicles. But Tesla is obviously going to be the household name when it comes to EVs. So let's stick there. Teslas are great. They're great looking cars, designed well, but poorly executed. And what I mean by that is their build quality is absolute trash. I think one of the things that plagues the EV market, and I could be wrong, but one thing I believe has happened is because there is such a massive demand for, electric vehicles and being able to run on this alternative fuel, these manufacturers are trying to pump these damn things out so quick that they just completely lose sight of quality versus quantity, right? And you see that time and time again with Tesla, with their body panel gaps, and just some overall kind of design flaws. But overall, they look good from a distance, but when you get in one, when you drive one, there's definitely much to be desired. Now, another thing that I do 100% want to talk about with the EV market is going to get to be a little political. So please don't, let's keep this nice and civil. But I do think this is a massive problem with EVs. And that is the idea that if you drive an electric vehicle and you invest all this money and you get a charger at your home and blah, 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 that you are just now the most green, environmentally friendly individual that you could ever possibly be. And that's that. The God honest truth is that couldn't be further from the truth, actually. Really, the problem with EVs is you're not making some drastic change in the environment, in your carbon footprint. It's more so shifting the blame. Let's think about where the majority of our electricity comes from. It's not from solar. It's not from, hydroelectric. It's from coal. It's from burning coal, okay? With that being said, you have to charge your car with electricity to continue to run. You are burning coal. It might not be coming from your tailpipe, but you are burning coal. And that has to be one of my biggest issues with EV owners, especially with, we'll call it that kind of political slant to why they want it. I think they have a lot of great applications and a lot of different reasons why you'd want to buy them that aren't necessarily political. But that one definitely is. And to be quite honest with you, it's a complete crock of shit. Now that we've talked about some of my opinions on EVs, let's actually talk about some factual statements as it relates to the infrastructure of electric vehicles. As we all know, you can pretty much drive on any road, and especially in rural America, within maybe a 5-mile radius, maybe less, you can find a gas station. And that's super, super nice. Obviously, internal combustion engines have been used for years and years and years now. So we have properly built up the infrastructure to support hundreds of thousands and millions of cars on the road each and every year doing an astronomical amount of miles, right? Obviously, it takes time to get there, right? I'm not saying that, this electric vehicle stuff has to happen overnight, but what I feel like happened, and once again, we'll use Tesla as an example, I feel like all of the forethought and, research and development and investment, whatever the hell you want to call it, I feel like all of it went into the cars, and very, very little of it went into the infrastructure to support said cars on the road. Having an electric car is great, but if you can't charge it and you can't go more than, 200 miles on the road, that's going to be a big, big turnoff for people. Not to mention, as far as I'm concerned, there's no mobile charging generator thing to where if you can run out of charge on the side of I-85, someone can't just come, bring a gas can like I have in the back of the truck right now. They can't bring an electric can, pour it into your Tesla, and then you got another 20 miles. It's not a thing. And that drives me absolutely insane. I don't understand. Will it get there one day? Absolutely. And I hope it does. I like electric vehicles, but I just think the timing of it now, it's a poor investment, and there's a lot of kinks to be worked out before I were ever to buy an electric vehicle. Now, on the flip side of that, does that mean that I'm ever going to get rid of an internal combustion engine? Hell no. Hell no. I have this debate all the time. Every single day. It feels like, at least. People at work say, EVs are the future, and blah, 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 and, your Subaru, this, that, and the other, bad gas mileage, and, it's loud and obnoxious, whatever. Like, are you ever going to get rid of it? Nope. Well, what happens when gas is X amount per, gallon, and they're really trying to force everyone's hand to go EV? I don't care. I really don't care. At that point, it's both in principle, but it's also just, that's what I grew up on. That's my nostalgic piece. My kids, my grandkids, your grandkids are not going to really have the same attachment to an internal combustion engine that we do. And that's fine, right? That's changed. That happens as time goes on and on and on. But I'm still going to want to be able to support an internal combustion engine. And when people, when all the roads are silent and all you hear are, tires hitting the road, and next thing you know, you have a turbo four-banger ripping by you, that's going to be cool as shit, okay? That's going to be like the equivalent of seeing a damn Model T today, which I actually saw one the other day. Pretty wild, but anyway, long story short, guys, I'm going to wrap it up, but in conclusion, I appreciate electric vehicles. I really do. What I don't appreciate, however, is the lack of, pre-orchestration of the entire deal, and it just seems half-baked to me at this point, and I don't like half-baked things. I think that one day, maybe let's call it 10, 15 years from now, electric vehicles are going to be an extremely, extremely sustainable mode of transportation, no pun intended. But right now is just not it. I think from a safety perspective of actual manufacturing, I think from the infrastructure side, and just from the overall thought process of why you're actually buying an EV, there's going to be a lot of changes over the next couple of years, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. I think as a car enthusiast, I think we should all be excited for it. May or may not be your cup of tea, but that's just the world we live in, and for one reason or another, we're going to have to continue seeing it day in and day out, so you might as well get behind it and support it, and I guess whatever. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this video a big fat thumbs up. If you have any you know, other talking points or things that maybe drive you crazy, or maybe you're like, John, you are such an ignorant piece of shit. Why didn't you think about this? Drop them in the comment section down below. I really think that this video could be a great forum for discussion with the future of the car industry, right? You see electric trucks coming out, obviously electric cars. You see it in the aviation community. You see, you know, FedEx, UPS, them all trying to adopt electric vehicles. It's a really cool thing, and I'll be excited to see how it turns out. But, you know, maybe you guys have some further insight into that, and I'd love to hear it. I'd love to talk about it, so on and so forth. And last, but certainly not least, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. And until next time, peace. 留在自己那张脏乱的床，手摆好姿态，对我装上了糖。